Hello guys, Kimochi's here. Um, Metal Rush is out yesterday, and I was planning on doing a guide for my friends that are new to playing Metal Rush. So I think this is a good time to make a video on how to do Metal Rush for those new Japanese Brave Frontier players that haven't been able to do it yet. So Metal Rush is basically an event where players just spam the boss runs, 1 orb per run, and you get up to 6, 10, or like 20 medals depending on what raid class you're in. Also, and those medals you use for slot machines, which gives you nice goodies such as imps, frogs, crystals, spheres, and neat stuff like that. So what you want to do for Metal Rush is first you go to raid. And right here, you can either join a room or create a room. For me, I'm going to create a room because I don't need anyone else to do it with, because I can solo the boss by myself. But if you can't solo it, then you can join other rooms. It doesn't really matter. I'm not sure how the new raid system will affect the medals, because if I recall correctly, if you don't perform well for points, then you might get less medals. I could be wrong. So, in my opinion, it's better to create your own room if you're comfortably able to do it. So right here you go to create room, and for these tags it doesn't really matter. You can just keep continuing to just spam through these options, just telling you specifications on how you want your room to be. Nothing too important, like title of name, what maps you plan on doing, what raid class you're in, stuff like that. Nothing too extreme. So when you're right here, the first thing you want to do is, if you're soloing like I am, is to put a password on your room. So right here, this is where you put your password on. It says on. So what you do is, if you want people to not join you, hit off, click this, then you just put in some password. I'll make it 5555, something really simple, and then you hit OK. Okay, from this moment on, there will be no one else able to join your room except you. You're the only one in this room and no one else can join it. So right here, we're going to select a map on what we plan on doing. So for Metal Rush, we want to get as many coins as possible, so I'm picking raid class 3. The higher your raid class, the more medals you get from your Metal Rush boss. So the boss is all the way at the bottom. It's very noticeable because the screen is green compared to everyone else. So let's go ahead and pick this. And then you hit OK. And now you can go ahead and pick your friend. Since the metal boss or whatever is a susceptible to poison, you want to pick someone who's able to help poison. So I can see for my team, I'm running a Naumika leader for the paralysis for the poison, and Idia for poison as well. Zelnite is there for BB fill, Demon's there for healing, Darvansho is there for damage mitigation. You don't really need those units, but I just like having them around on me. Because the objective for Metal Rush is just to get as many attacks off as possible. You don't have to Brave Burst or Super Brave Burst, because it's more time consuming to have it on auto battle than using Brave Burst, and if you're in a rush, it's better to just spam attacks continuously, because as long as you're attacking, there's a chance that Naumika's leader skill will proc on the boss, so you can inflict the poison on them. So after you got your party done, you just go enter the raid. And this raid is really simple. There's nothing like scary about it. It's just 3 straight maps. Just rush to the boss, and at that point you just kill the boss and you just get your medals. Simple as that. So we're just heading straight for the boss. The boss is at the top right here. So it's just 3 straight runs. For me, I'm kind of lazy and I really don't want to spend my time filling my Brave Burst bar, so I just run every single turn until I get to the boss. But for some players that aren't comfortable with their team, you can just go ahead and attack these monsters to fill up your Brave Burst bar. It doesn't really matter. me just keep on running. See, the boss is right here. Really noticeable. It's not hiding or anything like other bosses in Raid. It's straightforward. You can see it. So I'm gonna run again. I'm not taking too much damage here because my units are really tanky. For spheres, it doesn't really matter what you use, but I think if you are in a really like heavy rush, take some like poison affliction spheres. I forgot what they're called, but you can go make some in the sphere house. I'm pretty sure there's some available if you don't have like a leader like now Mika or like EDA units or even Rickle. Rickle's good here too. Because you'll see when I start auto battling, because I'm not going to bother attacking. I want to explain to you guys how fast you want to do this. Because a lot of players are lazy and they just want to be like, oh, I just want to get this over with. Because it takes like, what, less than 5 minutes to do the boss. It's not that long if you have a proper team. Otherwise it will take long. So the boss has multiple attacks. It has an AoE, it has some hard single target hits, and that's pretty much it for the boss. It's not too difficult. You see right here, running double mount Mika already procs my poison, injury, and weaken on the boss already, so I'm not too worried about it. You see like the boss is hitting me really hard right here, but it doesn't really matter because you see the dot damage from the poison is 300,000 right here. That's a huge chunk of the health already that's gone. And if you can keep proccing the poison every single turn, it'll be dead in roughly 8 or 9 turns. Depending on how much damage you do prior to poison as well. I usually don't pay attention to my units here, even if some of them die. As long as I have my leader skill for now Mika's available, I should be able to kill it with just poison alone. So right here's the AoE. It's not that strong, even with the damage mitigation off, so we just keep chunking at his health away. Edia's here because she's a great poison inflictor, probably like guaranteed or at least a really high success rate of poisoning the boss. You see, after 2 turns already, the boss lost about 1/4 of his HP already, and now another chunk of it is gone. That's only after 4 turns. It already has 1/3 of his HP gone already. So as you can see, this is not really hard. If you have now Mika's, it can proc injury, weaken as well, aside from poison. So this helps lowers the boss's defense as well as make it so the boss won't be hurting you as much. So you don't really need damage mitigation. But like I said, this boss battle is really easy. So it's highly likely that I can auto battle this without having to pay attention to your units. But if your units are really weak, then and you have to pay attention to it, then that's fine too. It doesn't really matter because you can play it either way. It's just that for the lazy players like me, they just want to get the runs over with. You can have it on auto battle. Just have a good team that's able to sustain through, like Zell Knight for Brave Bar Phil, Demus as a healer, as well as Dark type application for all your units, and Darvancho's there just for damage mitigation. So you don't take too much damage from the boss. So the boss is already down to his 1/3 health. This is like after 6 turns of poison already. So around 2 or 3 more turns the boss will go down. So easy as that. Nothing too hard about this event. This event wasn't meant for players to struggle on. It's meant for players to just farm and get a lot of incentives of metal coins so they can roll neat stuff with it. It's not supposed to be like a Mitsuko or someone that's gonna one-shot your whole team. It's just there just so you can farm up. See, it even looks like an event monster. It's full of gold, it's full of dragons, and then coins at the bottom. So the boss will go down after this turn. And that's that. Straightforward, nothing too difficult about it. And that only took about 6-7 minutes. Yeah. So it's pretty easy. If you don't have the units for it, I'd recommend taking like a friend leader like Naumika to do this run. I mean, you can do it the old-fashioned way without doing poison, but poison just makes the run so much easier compared to like just straight up brave bursting it down with non-poison attacks. So you get a huge chunk of Zell and Karma here as well. And here's the main reward. So for raid class 3, you get up to 20 or 21. So you just farm these. You get 1 orb every hour, and I already have 560 already from this farm from today alone. And then you can use these to just roll for incentives in the Randell Imperial, where the slot machines are. So that's it for this guide. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, comment, do all that neat stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.